He's a Success Club 10 All-Star and has sponsored over 100 coaches since becoming a coach. He's here to talk to us a little bit about how to create a vision and culture in our team. Please help me welcome to the stage. His nickname is Mr. Canada, Miguel Carrasco.
People, how's everybody doing? Who's gonna go sell that P90 like crazy? I'm so pumped. I gotta believe I'm actually not gonna do this then. Just kidding. I'm so privileged today to talk to you about a topic that I'm super excited about. And I want to backtrack the tape a little bit today with you guys. And I want to leave with you with one thought. I think the most important thing that you need to take away from this conference is what is your vision? What is your vision for yourself? And what is your vision for your team? And through that, how do you create a culture that supports your vision? Because I'll challenge you right now. Although P90 is awesome and Tony's amazing, you're all here for one purpose. Because you believe in Beachbody's vision, right? You believe in the products. You believe in Tony. I saw the emotion backstage when they made that big announcement about P90. And most of you were in tears. I was in tears. I was like, oh boy, I gotta follow that. Like, I have no idea, I'm crying. That's what people follow. And rewinding the tape a bit, I was actually born in Chile. My full name is Miguel Carrasco, so I'm Latino. And my parents immigrated from Chile to Canada. And just to get to understand, we're from the northern part of Chile, small little city called Arica. And it's really nice weather, like it is here. And we moved to Winnipeg in January, where it's minus 50. And I'm not exaggerating, it gets to minus 52 sometimes, Fahrenheit. So it's very cold. So really to say from Chile to Chile is kind of an understatement. It got like freezing cold, right? And when I moved there, I realized one thing, that my dad, my whole life, brought me up to remember where I was from, where I came from as a human. What values he wanted to instill in me. I couldn't tell you any conversation I've ever had with my dad, but I can tell you his vision. And his vision was to move to North America, start all over with $1,000 in his pocket, not knowing the language, and put a stake in the ground and say, you know what? We're going to rebuild. Forget the past, we're moving forward. And my whole life, I've felt that, and I've known that. And I always grew up knowing that I had a purpose. I had this vision, but I didn't know what it was. How many of you have always thought your whole life that you were meant for something greater? Right? A lot of you. And I always felt that. And I had great success with Microsoft. I did amazing things with them. I traveled the world. And, I won't go through the whole story. I'm sure a lot of you have seen the Super Saturday video, but I gained a lot of weight. I ended up in the hospital. And Beachbody literally saved my life. I've lost 80 pounds now with Beachbody workouts. And thank you. And it literally saved my life. And when I started this whole thing, I realized something. I realized that I had a vision. I had a vision to get in the best shape that I possibly could and stay in the best shape that I possibly could and help my family do the same thing. My kids and, my wife. And I thought, why don't I, maybe become a Beachbody coach? So I became a coach, more so to help myself and my family. And we started fit clubs. We had 2 or 3 people show up. My first Super Saturday was 2 people, me downstairs and me telling my wife to come downstairs and maybe join me on my dog. My second Super Saturday had 6 people in it. But you know what made me successful? I look back and I think back, it was that vision that I had. Because a lot of you know, it's not the income that's going to get you to keep pushing forward. We all have disappointments. It's that vision, it's that drive that's going to say, you know what? I don't care if I'm top 10. I don't care if I'm under 2,000. All I care about is that vision that one day, whether it's next year, whether it's in 24 days you become a diamond coach, whether it's 3 years, you have a vision, and that vision is to change the world. And that was my vision. My vision went from just helping myself to maybe I can transform a nation. And I thought that was pretty cool. So where does this all start? Really, how can you actually apply this in your business? I think the biggest thing you have to do is lead by example. if you're not leading by example, let me tell you a story actually. So I always tell my team, you have to get to events. Events are critical. You go to an event, you're going to get this amazing belief, and you're going to go out there and you're going to crush it. And so there was an event coming up in Calgary, and we had our kids, and I was going through a lot of different stuff still in my life, and I was trying to get everything straightened out. I had just quit my full-time job, and I thought, you know what, let's go to this event. And then I thought, well, maybe I can't get the time off work, and I talked to my wife, and she's like, oh, you're your own boss now, so. And I was like, okay, so let's go on this trip. So we go on this trip, and we had this vision to get out there and lead by example, right? To actually get out there, be at the event. And on the way there, we realized that there was like a mountain chinook coming to Calgary, so a huge storm coming. And we're driving over 45 minutes out from Calgary, and like we can't see anything. And I'm used to driving in bad weather, trust me. And I'm scared. I look at my wife, and we got our 3 kids in the back in our car. They're like strapped in. And I'm like worried. I'm like, maybe I should pull over. A car's zooming by. It's like a one-way. And I'm worried. I'm like actually scared for my life. I'm like, but then I started thinking, my wife's in the back, and this is a true story. I started thinking like, God wouldn't have put me on this path if I wasn't going to make it. And then all of a sudden, like my wiper blades are going. I can't see anything. The headlights. Have you ever been in these storms? Like you can't see anything. The headlights make it worse. This truck like zooms up in front of us. Huge truck. And I'm like, let's just follow that truck. I don't even care where it's going. Let's just follow that truck. And we followed that truck like our life depended on it as close as we possibly could, because otherwise we wouldn't see it. And we got to Calgary, and I had Arnold, McCaha was in Calgary all day, and they're messaging me, they're like, did you guys make it okay? Yeah, we're fine. And we made it. But that's who you are. See, all these people join your team without a vision yet. They know they want something greater for themselves. But you're going to go back and they weren't that leadership. They're looking to you to give them that vision, that purpose. Forget branding. Everybody's like, you need to learn branding, you need to learn the 7 things of this, and how to invite. I became a diamond coach in 24 days. I didn't even know what a diamond coach was, okay? I had all my coaches on one leg. I sent emails and switched them back and forth to fix it, okay? I'm telling you, it wasn't branding, it wasn't anything but a vision that I had. The vision is what got me a diamond in 24 days. It wasn't anything else. That is the most important thing. And you need to stay consistent with all these things. Now, vision is great. But what happens when you're gone? When Carl's gone, the event shuts down, everyone's gone. What happens with you when you go home? Well, I think what makes Beachbody special is the culture part. Right? We have an amazing culture. The culture is what you do when Carl's not there, right? The culture is what you do when there's no Team Beachbody Cup. The culture is your beliefs. And that is so important for you, because when you're away from your team and you haven't built a culture, they won't know what to do. And that's been a huge thing for our team. We do little things. I won't go into all the details, because a lot of you do a lot of these things as well. But we do team jackets that are in red. We've really branded ourselves Canada. Right? We do a little thing where you might see in the pictures where I point all the time. Well, my team knows that we do that to say thanks to the people that got us to where we are. Right? So we have all these little things that we do. And I'm unapologetic, by the way, of booting people from my groups. If you're at a fit club and I hear any comment, you're out. I hear sometimes people are like, oh, I don't know if I should delete this comment. I'm like, delete it. It's your culture. It's your team. It's your vision. Don't stand for that. You can't stand for someone that's going to inhibit you from realizing your vision, which I hope you have, and creating that amazing culture that you all have within you. That's the part where you're demonstrating it. And it's okay, to have a great time, to party, but you really need to you have to be at those workouts. We're going to put some people on the spots here, but how many of you were at the morning workout today? So why weren't the rest of you there? Right? Oh, it's more important than this, the other thing, the other thing. I'll tell you right now, the most important thing you could have done was been at that 20 workout. Because that's what we're all about. So I hate to break it to you, but that's really what it is. So I'm running out of time, but I was hoping everyone could really stand up really quickly for me. Yes, you have to stand up. It'll be fun. And I want you all to raise your hands as high as you possibly can. Okay, now raise them just a little bit higher. A little bit higher. So you all raised your hands. Look, one person stood up on a stool. That's awesome. You all raised it a little bit higher, and that's what your jobs are when you leave this event. you're going to forget everything. 3 days from now, you're not going to be motivated. But what I want you to do is I want you to change yourself. Create a vision for yourself. Create a vision for who you can be. Change your city. Change your state. Change your country. And hopefully, one day, you can change the world. Thanks, guys.